set supper before me, but I could not eat for thinking of her, and when I lay down to sleep, sleep came not near me. So I watched till morning, when I arose and donned a change of raiment, and drank a cup of wine, and after breaking my fast on some slight matter, I went to the merchant shop, where I saluted him, and sat down by him. Presently up came the lady as usual, followed by a slave girl, and wearing a dress more sumptuous than before. And she saluted me without noticing Burton, and said in fluent, graceful speech, "Never heard I voice softer or sweeter. Send one with me to take the 1,200 dirhams, the price of the beast." "Why this hurry?" asked I, and she answered, "May we never lose thee," and handed me the money. Then I sat talking with her, and presently I signed her in dumb show, whereby she understood that I longed to enjoy her person, and she rose up in haste with a show of displeasure. My heart clung to her, and I went forth from the bazaar, and followed on her track. As I was walking, suddenly a black slave girl stopped me and said, "Oh, my master, come speak with my mistress." At this I was surprised, and replied, "There is none who knows me here," but she rejoined, "Oh, my lord, how soon hast thou forgotten her? My lady is the same who was this day at the shop of such a merchant." Then I went with her to the shroffs, where I found the lady, who drew me to her side and said, "O my beloved, thine image is firmly stamped upon my fancy, and love of thee hath gotten hold of my heart. From the hour I first saw thee, nor sleep, nor food, nor drink hath given me aught of pleasure." I replied, "The double of that suffering is mine, and my state dispenseth me from complaint." Then said she, "O my beloved, at thy house or at mine? I am a stranger here, and have no place of reception save the khan, so by thy favor it shall be at thy quarter, and when there, look out for the mansion of Al-Nakib, popularly known as Abu Shama, for I live there. So do not delay, as I shall be expecting thee." I rejoiced with still greater joy at this, and took leave of her, and returned to my khan, where I passed a sleepless night. Hardly was I assured that morning had dawned when I rose, changed my dress, perfumed myself with essences and sweet scents, and taking 50 dinars and a kerchief, went from the khan to the gate, where I mounted a donkey, and said to its owner, "Take me to this place." So he set off with me, and brought up in the twinkling of an eye at a street known as Darb, where I said to him, "Go in, and ask for the mansion." He was absent a while, and then returned and said, "Alight, go thou before me to the house." Quoth I, adding, "Come back with the earliest light, and bring me home." And he answered, "In Allah's name." Whereupon I gave him a quarter dinar of gold, and he took it and went his ways. Then I knocked at the door, and out came 2 white slave girls, both young, high-bosomed virgins, as they were moons, and said to me, "Enter, for our mistress is expecting thee, and she hath not slept the night long for her delight in thee." I passed through the vestibule walls and furnished with curtains and hangings of colored silks. The ceiling was gold, with inscriptions emblazoned, and the walls were covered in gypsum which mirrored the beholder's face. Around the saloon were latticed windows overlooking a garden full of all manner of fruits, whose streams were railing and rilling, and whose birds were trilling and shrilling. And in the heart of the hall was a jetting fountain at whose corner stood birds fashioned in red gold, crusted with pearls and gems, and sprouting water crystal clear. When I entered and took a seat, and Shahrazad perceived the dawn of day, and ceased saying her permitted say, when it was the 26th night, she said, it hath reached me, O auspicious king, that the young merchant continued. When I entered and took a seat, the lady at once came in crowned with a diadem of pearls and jewels, her face dotted with artificial moles and indigo, her eyebrows penciled with gold, and her hands and feet reddened with henna. When she saw me, she smiled in my face and took me to her embrace and clasped me to her breast. Then she put her mouth to my mouth and sucked my tongue, and I did likewise, and said, can it be true, O my little darkling, thou art come to me, adding, welcome and good cheer to thee. By Allah, from the day I saw thee, sleep hath not been sweet to me, nor hath food been pleasant. Quoth I, such hath also been my case, and I am thy slave. Then we sat down to converse, and I hung my head earthwards in bashfulness. But she delayed not long ere she set before me a tray of the most exquisite marinated meats, fritters soaked in bees' honeys, and chickens stuffed with sugar and pistachio nuts, whereof we ate till we were satisfied. Then they brought basin and ewer, and I washed my hands, and we scented ourselves with rose water, mussed, and sat down again to converse. So she began repeating these couplets. Had we wist of thy coming, thy way had been strown with the blood of our heart and the balls of our sight. Our cheek as a footcloth to greet thee been thrown, that thy step on our eyelid should softly alight. And she kept plaining of what had befallen her, and I of what had betided me, and love of her got so firm hold of my heart, that all my wealth seemed to think of naught in comparison with her. Then we fell together till nightfall, when the handmaiden set before us meats and a complete wine service, and we sat carousing till the noon of night, when we lay down, and I lay with her. Never in my life saw I a night like that night. When morning morrowed, I arose and took leave of her, throwing under the carpet bed the kerchief wherein were the dinars. And as I went out, she wept and said, O my lord, when shall I look upon that lovely face again? I will be with thee at sunset, answered I, and going out found the donkey boy who had brought me the day before awaiting at the door. So I mounted the donkey and rode to the khan, where I alighted and gave the man a half-dinar, saying, return at sunset. And he said, I will. Then I breakfasted and went out to seek the price of my stuffs, after which I returned, and taking a roast lamb and some sweetmeats, called a porter, and put the provision in his crate, and sent it to the lady, paying the man his hire. I went back to my business till sunset, when the donkey driver came to me and I took 50 dinars and a kerchief and rode to her house, where I found the marble floor swept, the brasses burnished, the branch lights burning, the wax candles ready lighted, the meat served up, and the wine strained. When my lady saw me, she threw her arms about my neck and cried, "Thou hast desolated me by thine absence." Then she set the tables before me, and we ate till we were satisfied. When the slave girls carried off the trays and served up wine, we gave